make some music without the use of a click track. Instead of the click, I'm going to use that guitar you just heard as my grid and line things up with it and see what happens. Here's the original track again. Now, as you can see, there are some really strong transients, which are these places where things seem to peak. And I'm going to use that as my marker rather than this grid here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the grid off. So now those little lines that show you where I am are gone. It's still keeping track of measures in a tempo, but I'm going to ignore all that. So you could say the first hit, the first beat is right there. And what I've done is I've gone to the transient, gone to where that little guitar pluck starts, and I've put a marker right there. And I'm just going to go and find some crucial spots and put markers there. So this is measure 1, 1, 2. Here's the next marker, measure 2. Measure 3. And measure 4. Now I'm going to just work within the bounds here. I need some sounds to double with these rhythmic hits. I'm thinking chimey stuff. It's a nice chime. I kind of like the tail of this note. So I'm going to convert this to audio. I'm going to have that tail come back on these hits here. It's kind of cool. It cuts off abruptly there. See if we can get some neat drums going. Get the beat going for these 4 markers. Sort of similar, pretty similar to what I did already. So I'm just going to copy paste and then make adjustments. So these guys are a little delayed. I like the snares to be delayed. I'm going to get the kicks to be right on. So these kicks will be perfectly with the markers, but I'm letting the snares be a bit later than the markers. That's just what humans do. I'm gonna work on this guitar sound a bit. Like these 2 notes need to be doubled down an octave. Let's get some bass in here. This will be a great opportunity to demonstrate some working without the grid, making your own grid with markers based on the original guitar, because what I think would be really cool for the bass starting here would be for the bass to be pulsating in a unison rhythm with the guitar. So that means lots of markers and lots of MIDI clicking and poking. Now, the easiest way to produce this result would probably be to play it in on a keyboard, but I really just don't want to plug it in. You could look at it as me being lazy or really impractical right now, because plugging in my keyboard would make this easier. But there's this other reason why I'm doing this in the first place, which is essentially that when I use a different process, I get different results, and that's always true. So if I'm using MuseScore as opposed to pen and paper to write notation, I'm going to get very different results. If I'm playing an electric guitar as opposed to an acoustic guitar, I'll get very different results. And in this case, if I'm conceiving of rhythm, not from a performance standpoint, but from this kind of very like thinky grid standpoint, it actually takes me into new territory when I'm thinking about these bass lines and these grooves in the first place. It's not like this is my favorite method, but it's the one I'm sticking to today. It's the one that I really want to explore. So far, what I've gotten from it is I've made some choices about where the accents go that are kind of counterintuitive, but they're giving me other ideas for what could go there too. Picking out a few spots that should get hits. This section needs like a basic underlying beat or something. I'm going to pitch shift the guitar up an octave on the backbeats. That's not what I meant to do, but it went up. It went up a tenth. Oh, that's cool. If I was working a different way, I would never have thought to use pitch shifting on the guitar part for a backbeat. That's fun. I'm gonna lay down a round of beatboxing over this baby.